From beggar to believer, one choice that changed his life forever. On the edge of a busy city street, where people hurried by without noticing, sat an old man with tired eyes and a torn coat. His name was Samuel. Every morning, Samuel would sit at the same corner with a small metal cup in front of him. Some days, a few coins would fall in. Most days, nothing. His life had become a routine of waiting. Waiting for kindness, waiting for change, waiting for something to happen. Samuel wasn't always a beggar. Many years ago, he had dreams, a job, and even a small family. But one misfortune after another, an accident, medical bills, losing his home, had pushed him into the streets. And over time, his hope faded, replaced by survival. He told himself the same thing every day. This is my life now. Nothing can change it. The stranger who stopped, one cold morning, as Samuel sat hunched over, a man in a clean suit stopped in front of him. Unlike others who passed by quickly, this man didn't drop a coin and leave. He crouched down to Samuel's level and looked him in the eye. "Why do you sit here every day?" the man asked gently. Samuel gave a bitter laugh. "Because I have nowhere else to go. I've got nothing left. I just wait for people to help me." The man nodded slowly. "I see. But have you ever thought that maybe you could help yourself?" Samuel frowned. "Help myself? Look at me. I'm old, broke, and useless. What could I possibly do?" The man smiled slightly. "I was in your place once. Not on this street, but close enough. The day I stopped telling myself I was powerless was the day my life began again." The pebble lesson. The man reached into his pocket and took out a small, smooth pebble. "See this?" he said, holding it out. "It's worth nothing. But if I throw it into still water, it creates ripples. Change starts like that. One small action, repeated until it grows." He placed the pebble in Samuel's hand. "Your mind is like water. If you keep it still with hopeless thoughts, nothing happens. But if you drop a new thought in, everything changes." Samuel looked at the pebble and then at the man. "That sounds nice in stories, but I don't believe life works like that." The man simply replied, "It works exactly like that, but only if you choose to try." The first step. The next day, Samuel found himself staring at the pebble in his palm. He had nothing else to lose, so he decided to try something different. Instead of saying, "Nothing will change," he whispered to himself, "Maybe something can change." It felt strange, almost foolish, but he kept repeating it as people walked past. For the first time in years, he felt a small flicker of energy inside him. That afternoon, a shop owner nearby came out and said, "Hey, old man, you want a sandwich? Sweep in front of my store." Samuel hesitated. Normally, he would have said no, why bother? But today he said yes. It was the first coin he had earned in years, and it felt different from the coins people dropped in his cup. It felt alive. The mind shift. From that day, Samuel made a rule for himself. Every morning, before sitting down, he would ask, "What can I do today to help myself?" Some days it was sweeping. Some days it was carrying boxes for a vendor. Some days it was simply greeting people with a smile. Little by little, people in the neighborhood began to notice. They didn't just see a beggar anymore. They saw Samuel, the man who tried. One afternoon, the man in the suit returned. "I see you've started making ripples," he said with a grin. Samuel smiled. "It's strange. Nothing about my situation changed overnight, but my mind feels lighter. I don't wake up dreading the day anymore." The man nodded. "Because your thoughts decide the quality of your life. Change your thinking, and your life will follow." The big opportunity. A few weeks later, the shop owner Samuel often helped approached him with an offer. "I need someone to clean and lock up at night. It's just a few hours a day, but it pays." Samuel's heart raced. A real job, a key, a reason to wake up and show up. The first night on the job, as he swept the floor and turned the key in the lock, he realized something. For the first time in years, he was responsible for something again. From street corner to small room. Months passed. Samuel saved every extra coin. Eventually, he was able to rent a small room in the back of a shared building. It wasn't much, just 4 walls and a bed, but it was his. He still kept the pebble in his pocket. Every morning, he touched it and reminded himself, change starts small. The man in the suit visited again one day. You've come far, he said, but remember, this isn't the end. Your mind is still your greatest tool. Samuel smiled. I used to think I was trapped forever, but now I know. The only prison I was in was the one I built in my mind. The lesson for us all. Samuel's life didn't transform because someone gave him a fortune. It changed because he decided to change his thinking. He stopped waiting for miracles and started creating small ones. And maybe, just maybe, that's the real secret. We don't need the world to change before we take action. We need to change how we see ourselves, because our mind is the starting point for every new beginning. So the next time you feel stuck, remember Samuel's pebble. Take one small step, start one small ripple, and watch how far it can reach.